Hello, we are back again. It's time for the reveal. So we're going to see what card you chose. This time we focus on what it is going to be the theme for you going over the next couple of weeks energetically. So maybe there's challenges that you're faced with or contemplating changes. So focusing on a situation in your life that you'd like some insight in, and using these cards as potential solution or the energy that you can apply to the situation to help you move through it less painfully, less traumatically, as quickly as possible, all of those good things. So let's see what you chose. At the very end, we're going to go through all of the cards to see as a collective what is the energy that we are taking through this week with us. And let's just get right into it and see what you picked. So if you chose card number 1, you chose Armadillo Spirit. So this card talks about the importance of boundaries. You are gonna focus on boundaries over the next 2 weeks. Boundaries is gonna be your number one thing. Am I doing something that is someone else's responsibility? Am I worrying about someone who's not helping themselves? Worrying about all of those things is taking away from your energy. So really taking the time to set your boundaries. This is my space, that's your space. I'm going to take care of my things and you take care of your things. This doesn't mean that you don't care. This just means that you are taking care of yourself. You can give others advice. You can give others insight, but not taking on their problems or doing things for them. Now, when you have all of this extra energy, once you step back a little bit, it's going to give you some energy to see and to feel about what's going on in your own life and yourself. So that's maybe going to open up some new ideas, some new ways of thinking, really just stretching your potential, stretching your comfort zones, and getting into something maybe new, something that you enjoy doing. Maybe you're already good at something and you can pick up an old habit. It's really time to let your best self shine forward and spreading your wings, strut your stuff, do the things that you have always wanted to do. It's time for you now to do that. So if you chose card number 2, you chose Butterfly Spirit. This card talks about transformation. Transformation doesn't always have to be difficult. Change doesn't always have to be hard. It doesn't have to be traumatic. It doesn't have to be any of those things. So really focusing on being excited about the change, being happy for the changes that are coming, embracing anything that's coming in with change. So this is going to help form situations in your life and form maybe you in a new way. So really being excited about that, allowing yourself to go with the flow. You don't have to control all of these situations. That just creates extra stress and extra frustration. So really just allowing yourself to go with the flow and move forward without having any of those preconceived ideas that are going to stop you. Now, when we think of change and transformation, sometimes we think about past situations that were maybe hurtful or had knocked us down, or, we associate sometimes change. So it's important to think about, when you hear the word change, what is the first situation that comes to your mind? And focusing on, okay, I can let that go if that was a traumatic change for me. And if change doesn't feel good to me because of that situation that happened, it's maybe time for me to let that go and just move forward in a positive way with change, and really working to reprogram my mind and my body and my spirit to know that change is inevitable and change is a good thing. So, just taking those steps to empower yourself to learn how to cope with change and how to process change. Okay. Now, if you chose card number 3, you chose Horse Spirit. This card talks about the possibility that right now in a situation you're feeling stuck, you're feeling like you don't have a say, you don't have a voice, maybe you don't have a way to change things. So what I want to talk about with this card is the importance of you working on your own mind, your own thoughts. Because at this point, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling restricted, your own thoughts are probably having a lot to do with that. So I'm feeling like maybe you're being a bit too stubborn. Maybe it's time to let things go. Maybe it's time to just think outside of the box. Doing the same thing that you've always done is not going to get you any different results. So saying you want to change things, saying that you want to move forward, saying that you feel stuck is not going to change or go away unless you do something different as an action to move forward. Okay, so really just thinking outside of the box, recognizing that you do have the power to change the situation for your greatest good, but you're going to have to do something a little bit different to get there. Recognizing also, as we're thinking outside of the box and we're working towards this change, recognizing that our intuition is an important part of this. So really paying attention to what the pit of your stomach is telling you. Something may be scary, but still feel bright and happy and light. That's a good change. That's something good to move towards. Maybe you're feeling like something looks shiny and something looks great and really appealing, but it doesn't feel good in your stomach. So really paying attention to those things, because your intuition is an important part of this whole process. Now, if you chose card number 4, you chose Crow Spirit. This card talks about Spirit leading the way. So trusting that Spirit is leading the way. You're headed in the right direction. You are not in a place where you're powerless. This is a time for you to fly high, fly far. Do the things that you've always wanted to do. You've got Spirit guiding you. This means that as you go through your process, opportunities may open up. Things may happen or situations may present themselves to you. Go with it. Trust it. It's not too good to be true at this point. So really focusing on how you feel inside, becoming at one with yourself if you chose this card. Focus on your confidence, your independence, what works for you. Focusing on those things. You've got some people likely in your close circle, making sure that those people in your close circle are there for your highest good. You don't have to keep people around that aren't for your highest good or that don't make you feel good, or if they don't feel right, then they don't have to be there, and that's within your right to make sure that you're surrounded with the people that are supportive to you and that feel good to you. So if we look at all of these cards as a collective over the next couple of weeks, we want to make sure that we have our boundaries in check. We're not allowing someone to come in to our space. We're not exiting our space and going into someone else's to take care of their things. We are working on our boundaries, and this is my energy, that's yours, focusing on that. Those boundaries, once we get them established, is going to help us transform into a newer version of ourselves and really expand and enjoy the beauty of those things that are coming out of that. So new visions coming out of that. Don't be restricted by your own thoughts and your preconceived ideas, allowing yourself to think outside of the box. And that's going to give you the power that you need to move forward. And Spirit is guiding you, so have no doubt that things are working out for you the way that they're supposed to and the way that they are intended for you. So going with the flow, allowing yourself to move forward, and just trusting that these things are all happening the way that they're supposed to happen, and the way that they are meant to happen, the way that you laid out your plan before you even came here. So looks like a truly spiritually transformational couple of weeks ahead for a lot of us. So just trust it. Go with the flow. Don't be rigid in your thinking. Be flexible. Allow these things to come in. Allow the new ideas to come in. Trust your intuition. If something doesn't feel right, trust your intuition. And just go with the flow. Enjoy it. This is a beautiful couple of weeks, as long as we don't get caught up in the preconceived ideas that we need to control everything. So going with the flow is really key. Go back and listen to this video at the end of the couple of weeks and see how everything works out for you. Enjoy the next 2 weeks ahead. We'll meet again soon. And take care. Bye for now, guys.